All right, guys, so as promised, I have a new product. You might be like, hey, why you got the trunk open? All right, so this is not an LED product, but this is something that I saw that people were kind of wanting. There was a couple people that were reaching out saying they want, and I figured it was easy enough to make or get made. And my good buddy Justin Miller in Pennsylvania, which I have met from owning a Prelude for the past 10 years. And if you don't know, I accidentally busted out the rear window in the Prelude, trying to put on my new carbon fiber spoiler, because my old one, let's see if it'll focus. You know, I got an old one, and I was putting the new one on, and it fell and hit the glass just right, and it shattered. So, yeah, no fun. So anyway, I have the rear Explorer here open. My good buddy Justin Miller, who is an awesome machinist and just a really precise guy who I knew would be the guy to make this part. I had him make some rear wiper deletes. Now, these aren't just like a rear wiper delete that plug in. This is a flush setting rear wiper delete, which y'all gonna be installing with me for the first time. And big shout out to Richard Haltom. I don't know if I said that right. Richard Haltom, and I'm probably butchering his last name, but I feel really bad. He gave me all the dimensions needed. He made his own, and he didn't really want to make any for the rest of the Explorer community. So I went ahead and reached out, got all the measurements I needed, so I could start making these parts for y'all if you're interested. Again, it's kind of a niche product. I know not everybody wants to delete the rear wiper, but I figured I'd fill those little niche pockets, right, that a lot of the companies aren't filling, such as the rear LEDs and whatnot. So show you what they're made out of. I'll flip this around. So at first, you know, we tried to do it with rubber, right? But the rubber was just, like he said here, extremely hard to cut and very dirty. So, you know, and it's a little flimsy, but it's stiff. This is no adhesive back on the trial run, and this is called Mally. It's like a gasket material that you use for like gasketing cars. So it's really strong and it's really pliable without like breaking, so it's a little stiffer than rubber. And then we went through and we put a thin sheet of 3M adhesive on the back, so you have an acrylic piece right here, and you have that, and it's going to plug in from the back, and it'll end up sitting flush. Hang on, I got my kids back here, hopefully they don't freak out, but it ended up sitting flush perfectly right there where the wiper goes, poking through the back side, and it'll get sealed from this. So no silicone or anything's required, or shouldn't be. And so y'all will be installing this with me for the first time. So we're going to take this down. It's pretty similar to actually the Focus's hatch, just with some added BS in there. So you're going to start by taking this off. This is just going to be clipped in along with these. It looks like we have a little access panel right here too, which we'll get a little pick and pry that out. Oh, you know what? We did with our fingers. So there we go. That looks like it's just literally to access this hatch though right there. So this should just be all clipped in, I would assume. That's how most of these are. But again, we're gonna start over here with the center section, and we're just gonna pry that out, right? No broken tabs, nothing. It literally just pries right out and comes out. Now my wife doesn't want to do a wiper delete, so I don't know if I'll even be running my own product here. But I will test fit it and do an install video for everybody. Now, whether I want to end up putting the rear wiper back in is up to me. You know, as the wife isn't here right now, I like wiper deletes. I have one on the Focus. So actually that is easier to take off than the Focus, because the Focus is actually bolted in. There is no bolt on this. It is all clipped in. But you can see there is quite a bit of clip, so don't be afraid to pull gently all around. These pieces stay on there. That carbon trunk is pretty slippery. I'm probably scratching it up a little bit, but that's all right. Stay. No, see, wants to slide all around. But yeah, everything's just clipped in, so it comes out nice and easy with a good little tug. Careful when you pull it down. You'll have this one plug here, which is actually going to be for your whole trunk control here. You know, lock, unlock, and open and close. And so now we're going to have right here the wiper module, which looks like we're going to have one clip here, and then it looks like 3 10mm bolts. Damn, that was in there. All right, so I have those 3 right there, but first we're going to, I can't even close this now, so let's just manually kind of do it and pop this up. You're gonna have a nut right here. We're gonna get this nut off because we're gonna have to get the wiper arm off. So let me see what size this is. It looks like a 12 or a 13. So yeah, that is going to be a 13. I might need 2 hands to kind of pull at the right angle, because these don't just really necessarily pop on there or just sit on there loosely, you know. They're kind of pressed in, so I'll have to kind of pull up on this end and wiggle until it comes off. So all right, so here you go. Again, has all these fine teeth, so realistically I'm pulling over here, and I'm also putting pressure on my other hand here to get it to pop up evenly. You don't want to pull on it or anything like that. So I told you, all right. I'm gonna lift that back up. Man, those arms are tough. And we're going to get our 10 mil, and we're gonna unloosen these 3. So you got 1, 2, and 3. All right, so now that we got all 3 of those out, you should just be able to pull down. You got your whole motor out right there. Now all you're gonna be left with is this plug. You shouldn't have any kind of silicone or anything on it, so you should just be able to push it to the side like that and boop, pop it right out. It's sitting up there in the window. Looks like we got some excess silicone here from the factory. Not a big deal. And we're going to test fit our wiper delete. All right, guys, very important here. When you go to stick your wiper delete plug in place, wipe the area with some rubbing alcohol and wait for it to completely dry. That way you don't have any kind of oil, dust, any kind of cleaning solution there. That way you can make sure it has the best adhesion possible, because you basically have a 1 chance stick with this 3M tape, and you want it to seal the best that it can. So we're gonna stick that over that. Take that sticky ring off, and you're just going to put right up there in place, push around the edges, and voila, and then you put everything back. All right, guys, and ignore how dirty it is, but you can see that it is. See if I can get it to focus. Come on. You know, yeah, it sits perfectly flush with the rear window. And again, this is like a flush design, so it's going to basically not be all big and bulky like the big guys is. Looks way better than that big bulky kit that comes on theirs. Honestly, looks amazing. Again, you can fill in this crevice with black silicone. However, the 3M double-sided tape we put on there is really good stuff and shouldn't leak. All right, guys, you're silly if I thought I wasn't going to test it. I have a spray bottle here with, oh God, water in it. If I can get it to spray, hang on. Oh, probably help if I had the sprayer open, huh? All right, so we got water in here. We'll bring this down, and we are going to spray the ever-living hell out of it. Act like it's raining, you know, you got water running down it, whatever the case is. You know, spray it directly with hard sprays, right? And lift it up, make sure that we're not leaking. Obviously that is coming off the trunk over there. You look all around where this gasket is, and there is absolutely no water. Everything is on the outside. There you go, now you can see the good angle. No water at all. So you get a nice watertight seal. Again, you can add silicone to fill in the gap if you don't want it there. Just makes it harder to get out if for whatever future reasons you want to get it out. Like I said, this 3M double-sided tape that we use is really thin, and it does the job really, really good of keeping the elements out of your Explorer. All right, so now that it is water tested, we will go ahead and assemble everything just the way we took it apart. Don't mind my wife making weird noises in the background. Oh man, I just knocked off one of the little tabs. All right, put this down right here. Put on that little white tab right here. I'm going to have to put y'all down for this, but it's just all gonna clip right back into where it came from. All right, guys, there we go. All assembled, everything. We will move our water bottle and test, make sure that everything fits right. I need to get some bottom bolts for this floppy plate. But yeah, there you go, guys. You got your rear windshield wiper delete, which is a flush mount. Sits perfectly flush. Again, big shout out to Richard for all the measurements. I will have these ready to go in roughly about 2 to 3 weeks. I'm gonna be making a batch of them. So y'all pay attention, and once they're officially on the website, I will release the information. All right, guys, so I'm still gonna suggest that y'all do put silicone in here, just because I don't want it to accidentally fall in if you push on it too hard. The 3M will hold it, but obviously don't just directly push on it. So when you're washing it, be careful if you don't add silicone. Other than that, it is a absolutely flush fitment with the glass. Looks great, and just kind of blends into everything. So again, this product is not for everybody. There's gonna be a lot of people that don't want to delete the rear wipers, but if you want to do it cleanly, this is the route to go. Now, however, it can withstand about 20 to 25 pounds of pressure, so you don't have to worry about like accidentally scrubbing over it. Just don't put direct pressure and particularly try to poke it out, and it'll be fine. Again, if you're worried about it, put some silicone around it, some black silicone, smear it around your finger and wipe it off when it's wet. It'll be good to go. Guys, I appreciate all y'all's love and support. Again, I know this mod is not for everybody, so please don't attack me. For the people that want to keep your rear wipers, keep your rear wiper. I know this isn't for everybody. I am working on other stuff besides this as well, but this was just a little small niche item that I figured maybe 10, 20 people would want, you know, so I figured I'd go ahead and make them for those 10 or 20 people that would want to have that flush mount wiper delete for their Explorer, so it looks clean, and so you don't have that big bulging one sticking out. Again, big shout out to Richard for helping me out with all the measurements, and big shout out to my buddy Justin Miller, who's actually making these for me in Pennsylvania. So these are American made, 100%, just like my LEDs. So thank you to everybody. I appreciate all the support, and I love you guys. See you on the next one.